Let's watch together one of the funniest Freudian slips in history as Joe Biden admits to rigging the election through vote fraud.
Secondly, we're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
And the name of that organization is, of course, BLM. I want you guys to look at these funding numbers right here. Actually, let me take that back. The name of that organization is probably the Chinese Communist Party. Oops, did I say that out loud? Again, look at these numbers right here. Where did this money come from? Look at that. That's $500 million in 2 months. And are you telling me that this is coming from the American people? The American people who are broke and have lost everything after this pandemic this year because of posturing by the Democrats to destroy the economy? So you're telling me that they're sending all of this money that they don't got into the Democrats, the ones that are making them unemployed. This sounds like it makes sense to you? That's crazy. Crazy talk. They're absolutely trying to rig this election. And you can see, that's pretty interesting what he said. You guys did this just like you did for Obama before me. Here, let's listen to that again. It's worth listening to again.
Secondly, we're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
He said it himself, man. This is clearly a Freudian slip. If you don't know what a Freudian slip is, I guess I'll define it for you very quickly, right? It's when your mind, your subconscious mind, makes you say something that you did not mean to say. But it's actually making you say the truth that you were trying to lie about. We call this a Freudian slip. So, clearly, I don't think he was trying to say that they've created the largest voter fraud organization in history. Really? Why would you say that? What was he even trying to say there? Can anyone tell me? Because now I want to turn you on to this story that's breaking today, Monday, October 6th. And this is from National File. Jack Howley is reporting this. I'm sorry, not Jack Howley, Patrick Howley, my bad. There's his name right there. Exclusive Texas poll watcher testifies on 2020 voter fraud in Houston, has photos. Oh, well, whatever. I mean, he's probably just some weird conspiracy theorist, right? Texas poll watcher Raymond T. Stewart, a retired police officer. Oh, well, I mean, he might have a little bit of credibility. Well, let's talk about this affidavit that he filed, which was exclusively obtained by the National File. Why isn't anyone else covering this? That's odd. Well, let's look into this, and I'll put this link in the description, of course. So here's the sworn affidavit. This guy filed this in Harris County, Texas. My name is Raymond T. Stewart. I am above the age of 18 years, and I am fully competent to make this affidavit. The facts stated in this affidavit are within my personal knowledge and are true and correct. I mean, every time you have an affidavit, it says this, right? But I just want to point out that, you know, this is at the beginning. He's announcing, I'm a police officer, this is real. This is true. This is who I am. I'm not a lying teenage kid. Isn't that funny? They make you have to be 18. I am a 30-year veteran Texas police officer. I am a volunteer poll watcher for candidate Andre Hines. Sorry, I almost said Andrea. Sorry. But it's Andre Hines. I'm sorry. Don't let me stop this. Okay. I arrived at the polling station 10/13/2020, 8:40 a.m. So this is 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago tomorrow morning. I informed the staff that I was a poll watcher for a candidate and had my paperwork. I asked for the precinct judge to sign my required paperwork so I could start work. The precinct judge is identified as April Moore Gibson, and she was there but refused to sign my paperwork and instead directed me to someone inside named Madonna. Madonna signed the paperwork but not in the designated signature line. I then began my work as a poll watcher. I observed several oddities, but the most concerning was a table in between the sign-in tables 1 and 3. At that table was a large stack of Texas driver's licenses. Staff would come inside from the drive-through voting booth and scan a driver's license from someone outside and get a ticket and return outside. But sometimes a staff member would search through the stack of driver's licenses at the table, then scan it, receive a ticket, and also go outside to the drive-through booth. As a police officer, I quickly became suspicious that they were committing a crime by having the unattended driver's licenses just sitting there on the table, and that possible voting crimes were being committed using these forms of ID. Also, during this time frame, an employee of the Harris County's attorney's office came by and he conversed with April, but nothing changed and he departed. Since I was there as a poll watcher and not there as a police officer, I just continued to observe and considered how to deal with the situation. About that time, a Precinct 1 constable arrived at the polling station, and he happened to be someone I knew professionally. I spoke with the deputy outside and informed him of what I had observed. He was amazed and asked for evidence, which I provided to him. Unfortunately, our conversation was overheard by a staff member in the parking lot. The deputy went inside to the polling station, but at this time the driver's licenses were removed and hidden from the table. The deputy departed the area apparently to consult with the election task force and supervisors. I spoke with him several times that day via phone and in person regarding my observations. At 1 p.m., April commanded me to leave the polling station because I had observed and collected evidence, and she informed that I couldn't. What the? This is the point of an election observer. I have not received any call from any federal, county, or state official investigating these serious actions and crimes. The Joe Biden campaign's Texas political director has been formally accused of helping run an illegal ballot harvesting operation, according to 2 separate affidavits filed Monday at the Texas Supreme Court. The affidavits were filed as part of a class action lawsuit against Harris County and the state of Texas by citizens called Stephen Hotz, MD, AL. Journalist Patrick Howley of National File has exclusively obtained this testimony, and much more evidence will be coming out in the case. And we have another affidavit here. And I want to scroll back up to this picture. Here you have these pictures right here. You can see them. See all the driver's licenses? Huh? That's not sketchy at all, huh? Now, I want to add in this other little tidbit. Check this one out. Now we have customs agents seize 95 million in counterfeit goods along with thousands of fake IDs. I'm sure this is all just a coincidence, right? And this story where they found these IDs is from 2 months ago. So I want you to realize that they've raised all sorts of shady money from unknown sources There's election irregularities, to say the best, going on. We have mail-in voting for the first time ever, Taco Bell voting for the first time ever, and you have all of these fake IDs in the country. Listen, man. You don't gotta be deputy dog to be able to put this together, right? This is pretty goddamn obvious. This is right out in the open. And the problem is that they just rely on you going along with it. And most people will go along with it because they've been brainwashed to hate America and hate their president. Hate the Electoral College, which we've had for over 200 years, and it is designed for exactly this situation where two large cities can control who is the president for the entire country. This is the reason of it, and that's why they're trying to assault this. They don't want this. They don't want a republic. I don't understand how you aren't picking up on this. If you're still having issues, well, honestly, you know, if you're having issues with what I'm saying, you probably already shut this off and blocked my channel and la 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 la, right? Like a little kid. But at some point, you've got to realize that your country is more important than your party, than your candidate, than your own personal beliefs, believe it or not. This is a country of all of us. And if you don't want to make it work, then get the fuck out. You know, just walk over the border to Canada. I'm sure they just let you walk on over and start a job and start a new life, right? With no problem. Because that's what liberals think, right? That's what Democrats think. That you can just walk in any other country and just start anew. So why don't you do it if you hate America so much? Don't ruin our country. Don't destroy our voting process that's worked for over 200 years. Don't burn down our country. Well, that's all I got. Have a good day.